Did you know that studies show nearly 50% of people in long-term relationships feel undervalued by their partner at some point? That's a huge number, and it highlights how often we can feel overlooked or taken for granted. If you've ever felt like your value in a relationship isn't being fully recognized, this video is for you. Stick around, and I'll show you how to take back your power and increase your value in a way that benefits both you and your relationship. Let's talk about relationship value, what it means, why it's important, and how you can boost it. Relationship value is essentially the perception of your worth and contribution in your partnership. It's about how you feel within the relationship and how your partner perceives your presence. When your relationship value is high, you feel respected, appreciated, and valued. But here's the truth. Maintaining and enhancing that value takes effort, especially in today's world where distractions and stress can easily pull couples apart. For women, it's essential to understand how to nurture your value, not just for your partner, but for yourselves. Now, let's dive into some of the common challenges women face in relationships. I have spoken to women who have been in situations where they feel undervalued or overlooked. Maybe you're the one always compromising, putting your partner's needs first, and somehow your own needs get pushed aside. Over time, this imbalance can leave you feeling depleted, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. When we feel undervalued, it directly impacts our self-esteem. You start to wonder whether you are doing enough. Why does it seem like my efforts go unnoticed? These feelings can lead to burnout in relationships where you're constantly giving without receiving the same energy in return. It's a cycle that many women find themselves in, feeling like they're investing more into the relationship, but not getting the appreciation or reciprocity they deserve. The result, you feel unfulfilled, and that sense of being underappreciated can lead to resentment, frustration, and ultimately dissatisfaction in your relationship. If you've ever been in this position, know that you're not alone, and there are ways to turn things around. So, how do you increase your value in a relationship? Here are some practical strategies. Focus on self-care. It's often said that you can't pour from an empty cup, and that couldn't be more true in relationships. When you're constantly giving without recharging yourself, you'll eventually run dry. Self-care is more than just bubble baths and spa days, although those help too. It's about setting time aside for your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Whether it's practicing mindfulness, pursuing a hobby, or simply resting, prioritizing self-care shows that you value yourself, which in turn increases how others value you. Set healthy boundaries. This one is a game changer. Setting boundaries is about knowing where your limits lie and communicating those limits to your partner. It's not about creating distance, but rather about ensuring that you're respected within the relationship. For instance, if you feel like you're always the one sacrificing, it's time to have a conversation about balance. Healthy boundaries protect your energy and ensure that your relationship remains a two-way street. Develop emotional independence. Increasing your relationship value doesn't mean becoming dependent on your partner for your happiness or self-worth. In fact, one of the most attractive qualities you can bring to a relationship is emotional independence. This means that while you deeply care for your partner, your sense of self-worth doesn't solely rely on them. You are a whole, complete person on your own, and your relationship should enhance your life, not define it. Show genuine appreciation. Often, we focus on how we aren't being appreciated without realizing we might not be showing appreciation ourselves. Expressing gratitude for your partner's efforts can shift the dynamic of your relationship. When you start acknowledging their actions, it can inspire them to do the same for you. It's a simple but powerful way to cultivate a positive feedback loop of mutual appreciation. Improve communication skills. Clear and open communication is the backbone of any healthy relationship. Being able to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs confidently not only helps your partner understand you better, but also prevents misunderstandings. It's important to communicate both the positive and the areas where you feel unappreciated. Remember, communication isn't just about talking, it's about listening too. When you listen to your partner, you create space for them to do the same for you. I want to share a story from a lady friend of mine. A few years ago, she was in a relationship where she constantly felt like she was giving her all but receiving little in return. It wasn't that her partner at the time didn't care, but their relationship had fallen into a routine where her contributions were taken for granted. She felt undervalued and started to lose confidence in herself. One day, after months of frustration, she sat down and reflected on what she was allowing in her relationship. She realized that while she was silently feeling unappreciated, she wasn't advocating for herself. She wasn't setting boundaries or asking for what she needed. So, she made changes. She communicated her needs clearly, set boundaries to protect her time and energy, and focused on self-care. The results were incredible. Not only did her partner begin to notice and appreciate her more, but she also started to feel more confident and valued in her own right. This transformation didn't happen overnight, but it taught her a valuable lesson. Increasing your value in a relationship starts with valuing yourself first. To recap, increasing your relationship value is about more than just getting your partner to appreciate you. It's about improving communication, practicing self-care, setting healthy boundaries, and developing emotional independence. When you value yourself, you naturally elevate your presence in your relationship, and your partner will start to recognize that too. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt undervalued in a relationship, and what strategies did you use to turn it around? Drop a comment below with your experience, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on relationships and personal growth.